So, hey, welcome to the Substack reading, everyone. This is supplemental to episode 7 of the podcast. I'm sort of in two minds about which one I want to read. Here we go. Yeah, it's going to be this one. Mm-hmm. Ready?
Absolutely.
My religious conformity sets me apart from my mother.
Sorry.
You're laughing at your own work.
I'm just laughing at me.
Well, it's a cracking opening sentence there. My religious conformity sets me apart from my mother. I've made a note on this. I've said maybe established mother's relationship with religion. Maybe the first big wedge between mother and daughter is religion itself.
Well, so do you want to say about how...
You can say whatever you want.
Okay, well, my mum came to Catholicism, if I said that correctly, sort of unwillingly.
Yeah, she's a convert for marriage, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
It was in the era of non-Catholics becoming Catholic to marry in the Catholic Church, and if she had not converted, I think they would have been married at a side altar or something. Something like that. And look, she'd been brought up as a Presbyterian. I think she'd gone to Sunday school as a little girl,
right?
But it wasn't such a big part of her life as it was for my father.
It's so weird because
so of course she did that. She went off and she had her lessons and did that quite willingly, I believe.
It's interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should I?
But would always sort of joke about the Catholic ways and at the same time conforming, but at the same time sort of making fun of them. Yeah. And then particularly when I'm a little girl...
Well, I'm going to read.
Yeah.
My religious conformity sets me apart from my mother. On holidays, I become anxious that I will not be able to attend church, and so try to find mass times that might suit our schedule while we're away. I love the idea of a little girl needing to consult mass times.
Yeah, see...
Yeah, no, go on.
Look, I think that comes, this fervour...
Sorry if you expected me to read anything.
I think this further comes from the fact that I'm at the convent, and so I'm getting all this information.
Well,
and of course, like everything, I have to do it to the nth degree.
All right.
It's not my father who's the Catholic.
All right.
Worrying about these things.
No, I know.
No.
Yeah. So I try to find mass times that might suit our schedule while we're away. But with their new caravan, my mother and father have their hearts set on heading further and further afield, and our holidays are highly organised missions. Compulsory sightseeing by day, compulsory activities by night. Yes. What do you think is going to happen to you? My mother asks. Does it really matter if you don't go? I haven't come to believe in a vengeful God, not fire and brimstone. It's just that these are the rules, and I would like to follow them.
That's what I meant.
What are you afraid of? What do you think is going to happen? Well, you just have to go to Mass every week, I say. That's just how it works. Well, we think for ourselves in this family, she spits. I don't say anything, but I know it isn't true. These holidays are proof enough, but you cannot win. You are belittled for conforming, yet required to conform.
That's right.
Come on, tell me, what? Do you think the world's going to fall in? Are you stupid, she asks. On these same caravanning trips, when I do have free time, I like to go and read. I can get lost in books for hours, even days. I am becoming too self-conscious to play with other children, especially ones I don't know. But of course, this is another source of contention. One day, I am sitting in the caravan reading when my mother goes out to use the laundry in the caravan park. She is hanging our clothes out on the lines near the playground, where there is a group of girls my age sitting on the merry-go-round. One of those small ones with the arched rails, talking excitedly in high-pitched voices. I hear my mother engage with them. She says hello and asks them if they are having a nice time. They tell her they are. She tells them that her daughter is inside reading instead of being outside, enjoying the sunshine like they are. They giggle. My mother suggests that perhaps they could help her encourage her daughter outside. A couple of them follow her over from the playground to the caravan, and my mother calls out to me. Debbie, she coos, there's some girls out here who want to play with you. I freeze.
How tortuous.
I freeze. I am too shy to make friends with anybody at the drop of a hat. It doesn't come naturally to me the way it seems to for other girls. I don't say anything back. Is your stomach grumbling?
Yep.
Hope the microphone got that one. Oh no, my mother says to the girls in a sarcastic, mocking voice after it's clear I won't speak up. Of course, she won't come out. She's a bookworm. My mother and the girls all titter together. She is one of them. I feel awful and wrong. Why is my own mother against me, I wonder? Is that bringing all that nastiness back?
Absolutely. And it clarifies the moment yet again in my mind.
There are times when I am overcome by a feeling of uselessness. I lose myself in my books until this feeling dissipates. Despite my mother's taunting and despite my crippling shyness, I have made a friend at school. Penelope. Is her real name Penelope?
No.
Well, sort of. I would like Penelope to be my best friend, but I know this is never going to happen. She has her own group of friends who she is much closer with, but we have our own little friendship, and I decide that it's enough for me. On her birthday, I go around and give her a present that my mother has helped me shop for.
Of course.
It's a Friday.
And wrap, probably.
It's a Friday, and I find out that Penelope is going out later with her main group of friends, and that because it's been arranged by them, I haven't been included. I would not expect to be, but somehow my mother finds out about this over the weekend, and she becomes enraged. It's okay, I tell her. Penelope is closer with those other girls than with me. You've got to stand up for yourself, she shouts. All right, I will admit that I am a little hurt by my exclusion from the birthday plans, as it's proof that I am not on the inner circle with Penelope. Right. But I am truly not that bothered, yet my mother makes me think that I should be. You need to say something, she states with utter conviction. You need to stand up for yourself. How, I ask, now genuinely curious. I want to know what my mother thinks I ought to do.
You always had to have your mouth open to be strong.
Yeah.
Always. That's a sign of strength.
Yeah. I'm just telling it like it is, you know.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, all right. The Sunday after Penelope's party, I find myself knocking on the door of her family's home. Oh, God. When she comes to it, I fumble for words. I felt terribly left out, I tell her, referring to her birthday celebration on Friday night. I brought your gift around on your actual birthday.
Tick, tick, tick. One only does that. It can't be before, it can't be afterwards.
Yep.
Has to be at
Has to be on the date.
Moment.
I brought your gift around on your actual birthday after all. This fact that I brought the gift to her on the day of her birthday. Sorry. I find this so funny. We could talk about gift giving. Maybe we will. Just a little bit.
We could write a book about it.
Yeah. Let me just get through this. This fact that I brought the gift to her on the day of her birthday itself has been one of my mother's main points of contention in all of this. And so I find myself parroting her now.
Yes.
Only the moment the words leave my mouth, I see how meaningless this is and just how askew my mother's take on social conventions and etiquette must surely be. Does this kind of thing really matter? Penelope just looks blankly at me. I am wondering what she is thinking of me. It was Joanne's idea. She booked the place. She did the inviting, Penelope says. Sorry. Oh, I say, look, I just wanted to let you know how I felt. And I think I'm going to leave it there. What I find...
Because that was priceless.
Yeah. It's like... Gift giving is so... It's so competitive. And like...
Transactional.
It's transactional, yeah. And what I've
got a vivid memory fairly recently.
Yes.
In recent years. I don't know whether you're thinking about the same thing.
Potentially.
A lot of trouble had gone into the presentation of specially selected, I think it might have been handkerchiefs. It was that old-fashioned gift. And they were specially folded and specially presented. And the person, when opening the gift, probably got a little bit confused with all this and started lifting them up and spoiling the arrangement.
I don't remember this.
And that was talked about afterwards, how it just hadn't come across or hadn't been appreciated in the correct way.
Wow. Okay.
You don't recall?
I don't recall that.
I'm even talking about.
No, actually. So that's interesting. Well, you can tell me, when we've turned the things off. But yeah, like gift giving was just the most competitive sport, but it was also just, I feel sick on my birthday morning and Christmas morning from like the aftermath of the ordeal of gift giving and like you could not have your present to yourself. It still belonged to the person who was giving it to you. It was their gift.
See, you often talk about that ritual. I mean, to me, it was just a nice ritual. We all sat down, but I really understand what you're getting at.
But like, yes, it was a nice ritual when we all sat down. When we just did that naturally, how many times did anything just naturally occur?
Nothing naturally occurred in this house.
It was so contrived, and like, if you didn't do it that way,
yep.
And also, like, somebody said to me, like, I was dating someone once, and I was like, oh, well, we've got to be in the living room to open the present there in front of everyone. And they were like, but it's your gift. I'm giving it to you now. And I'm like, yes, but I have to open it in front of, because then you would get looked at like, oh, it's an indulgence. You've gone and unwrapped gifts for yourself. You haven't shared the day and shared the moment.
I never really saw it like that, but I do now. I absolutely do now. Yeah. It all fits together perfectly in what it's saying.
Well, she would become jealous about the most peculiar things. Like, it was almost like she was...
Jealous? Is it? Yeah. Well, I think it was her need to, again... She didn't have that in her own childhood. Okay. So I think it was her stake in life that she could do these things perfectly.
Yeah, it's all she had. I understand that. I get that and I feel sympathy for that. I feel sad.
And I I have taken that on, but only the good part of it. You know, like I like to
I
present
understand that.
something, and I get that from my mum, and that's good, but not the transactional side of it.
But I use the word jealous, and you said you just sort of picked me up on that. What I mean is that, like, again, it's that rejection sensitivity. If you went off and did anything for yourself, you did it without her, and you hurt her.
Yeah,
Everything you did could hurt her.
Yeah.
At almost all times.
Did you feel that really, really intensely? I mean, I'm asking you like as if I'm not feeling it. Of course I'm feeling it, but
Mum, she could
I
blow
don't
up
think I ever.
over anything.
Of
like,
course,
you were terrified.
It was a
like,
lifetime of eggshells, but until this time with you, I haven't been able to articulate that. But it's certainly all there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I was just sort of always, like, on edge about, I'm going to just offend this person.
Yeah,
like,
and you had to have the right reaction too.
But that's what I mean, is like, it's like, you know, anything she, like, I mean, it wasn't a gift. It was an opportunity to fail. Like, I mean, you're given a gift by her, right?
Yes.
And you have to unwrap it just so, because she wants to save the paper. And it's very, like, poor form to tear into things, because that's greedy, and, you know, and so you have to do it just perfectly, and then you have to take it out, and you have to be conscious of how it's assembled, because if you upset it or you take it out in the wrong order, no, that one first, you know, like, she's really involved in how you receive it, and you're just like, oh my God, just why is this like this? And then you have to pretend that it's brilliant, and it's never brilliant. I mean, it's whatever.
And nothing,
it's
but
a gift, but
nothing's ever right in her eyes either. Like the particular little cakes for a certain person's birthday didn't have the right size number on them or something.
No. So so I try to wrestle with this now, right? Like, we talk about ourselves. We talk about our experience of you know, your mother, and we talk about our experience of our lives. What is her experience in that moment? Because, like, it seems like the entire world for her is pivoting on that moment.
It's constant disappointment. It is constant disappointment.
But, like, she would spend weeks, maybe even months, the build up to get to these points. Like, it was so much was at stake, and she would just be so angry and emptied out and disappointed, because, as you say, nothing would ever go right. You know, if you didn't have the right reaction to the present, I've gotten the wrong thing, and it's an ordeal.
And of course, as you grow older, I don't know what to give him.
Yeah, I don't know him. No. I can't. Yeah. It's just oh, she was so depressed. Like, oh my God, she was so depressed. Yeah. She was so unhappy. I mean, like,
just so inbuilt.
You know what I'm devastated by? I'm devastated by the fact, and I do feel for her as much as we go on.
Yes, I think that's something that we need to state, even when we're talking about my father.
I do feel for these people, of course I do.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of devastated looking back by the fact that I was part of an environment in which one person was that unhappy.
Yeah.
Like, I was part of a world of unhappiness for her. That's painful to reflect on.
Can I have a sip of your water?
Well, I don't love the idea, but sure.
Because I'm going to have
Would you like that edited out?
Yes, I think
I'm not
so.
going to.
Oh.
Because you're going to come. Look, I do feel for her. And I feel bad about that. Like,
yes.
I don't feel
yes.
like there was someone there the whole time who was probably having the worst experience of life that a person could possibly have.
But
I feel terrible about that.
I actually think that's the point of all this and what we've come to.
Yeah.
These people are not monsters, but because of their flaws, because of their backgrounds, it ends up, and the way they projected themselves into the world and onto us, it ends up with a lot of baggage in the family. And it really is just sad.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Well, on that note, thanks for subscribing. I'll make sure to post that excerpt from Work in Progress. Bye.